Some good pictures out here today? Yep. There's some hot girls over there too if you want to take pictures.
Thankfully, my wife doesn't understand what you say.
That man was definitely lucky in this video. Maybe she should hold off on the English courses.
What hobby makes a guy undateable?
Anyone who works out.
Dad bod or fit bod?
Fit bod.
What hobby makes a guy undateable?
Gym bros.
Dad bod or fit bod?
Fit. Fit, probably.
Hobby makes a guy undateable.
Oh, gym for sure.
Going to the
Right?
gym? Yeah.
Gym for sure.
This just proves that modern women have absolutely no idea what they want. They want a man who's fit but doesn't spend all of his time in the gym. They want a man who has a high-paying job but not a man who works 12 to 18-hour days. They want a man who's confident and a leader, but they always want to make all of the decisions. It just seems like they say things for the sake of saying things at a certain point.
No.
Dad bods or fit bods?
Fit bods.
That's fair. What hobby makes a guy undateable?
I think a gym bro.
Dad bod or fit bod?
Probably a fit bod.
How can they be fit without hitting the gym? They might need to rethink their answers.
How many guys do you think you get with in one day?
How many could I get? Minimum 5, max 10.
Oh, you put up Olympic numbers here.
Watching these women brag about how much bedroom fun a modern woman can have in one night is kind of crazy. They honestly think that it's some sort of a flex that she's openly bragging about ruining her life and warping her own mind.
You didn't say that? You want to fuck? It's an immediate yes.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Yeah. You want to yes.
Why ain't no way, what?
I could do it right now.
Oh, shit, like
You do that right now?
Yeah.
If you, hypothetically, if I pulling out a guy, you said that, he said yes?
Yeah, most likely, yeah.
Yo, bro.
Do you want to?
No, but I'm friend.
You can't blame a man for being honest and having a type, but it's most likely a smart idea that if a woman is asking you such a question on a crowded street, it's best to just walk away. You don't know where that thing has been. Yo guys, just a heads up, today's video was sent to me by Matrix of Madness. Make sure you go and check out his channel and the original video linked in the video description and the pinned comment.
Hey, he kept it real for the same way. I don't blame him at all.
All that confidence and energy just to get shut down.
There's so much talk about a woman's body, her choice, and like that. Yeah. My question is, if we give a woman the right to opt out of motherhood, should we also give a man the right to opt out of fatherhood and 18 years of child support?
I agree. You don't agree?
No, I don't know.
But if a mom walks into an abortion clinic and says, you know what, I'm not feeling this, and gets an abortion, the dad has no say.
I'm telling you guys, modern women love the concept of rules for thee but not for me. They always come up with the craziest justifications for why they don't have to practice the exact same thing that they are telling men to do.
How come this mom can't, let's just say it's a one-night stand, just hypothetical, and the mom comes back to the dad and is like, hey, I'm pregnant. Why can't he opt out if she was able to say, hey, I don't want this baby? It's a double standard.
Well, he could obviously sign his rights away, but he cannot physically make
he can't sign his rights away because he has to pay child support.
I mean,
he is legally bound by child support.
Honest, that's just the way it is.
I know, but do you think it's right?
You can't tell a woman to have an abortion. Like, that's it.
That is the laziest cop-out ever. She's trying so hard to not admit that there's a double standard to this whole mess. Men get screwed over so hard when it comes to child support, and yet single mothers will feel entitled to it because it's a man's job to provide, and that's just the way it is, quote unquote. You can't win with these people.
I know, but do you think it's right that a mom can say, I don't want this baby, but a dad never can?
I mean, I just think that's just the way it is.
But do you think it's right?
I mean,
yes or no? I don't think it's right. I think the whole system's
We spend so much time talking about a woman's choice.
Right, but the man doesn't have one.
But my only point is, what reproductive rights does a man have?
None.
I don't see any counter to this argument at all. This is a win for men everywhere, only if they made this legal.
Is your life better? Are you happier? Is everything better now that you're slightly smaller than you were before?
Absolutely. And I'm not a little bit smaller, I'm a lot smaller.
It's not easy to lose weight and keep it off. It takes a lot of work, vigilance, and discipline, but it's kind of funny how any attempt to become healthy in this day and age is being as some sort of a hate crime.
And I did do research into everything. I can still have kids, and that may not have happened if I had stayed the size I was. Like, my question to you is, can you honestly say that you are 100% happy and healthy? Like, you have no medical conditions whatsoever. You have no problems at all with your health?
I think it's really interesting that I feel like I need to justify my existence.
You asked her to justify her decision.
I asked her if she was happy. I didn't ask her to justify what her health issues now or if there is any.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. The body positivity movement has been going on a lot longer than we realize, and the symptoms have always been there. And a lot of it stems from the jealousy of people who are either unready or unwilling to put in the work for a better life, so they just lash out at anybody who questions them.
But have you got any health issues?
No, I'm perfectly happy.
Because if you're really healthy, do you have any joint issues, or so you're completely...
I swim 2.5 kilometres a day. I walk, I exercise all the time. I am in a synchronized swimming team, and I really resent the fact that I have to actually justify my existence and my ability to live in the world in a bigger body.
It sounds like she's just jealous of the skinny girl and is too lazy to do the work.
Y'all, so this girl was like, any man in my life got to be paying a bill. So I asked her, okay, what would you rather have, $500,000 or $700,000? She said, duh, $500,000.
Does anybody else find it weird that nobody would be laughing at this if it were 30 years ago? If anything, we'd all be dumbfounded and possibly a little bit depressed that there are people out there who think that $500,000 is more than 700,000, but nowadays it's just business as usual.
She should never become an accountant, for obvious reasons.
How late is too late? I was 45 minutes late to a date once, and he was still there when I got there, and I was like, yuck. That gave you the ick? Yes. Because why are you still here?
That dude is a better man than most because he has the patience to stay there. You're the one who's terrible for being that late.
Imagine going out on a date with a woman who disrespects you by being almost an hour late and then turning around and hating you more for waiting for her. Either way, that man is getting disrespected. I don't know why on earth you would wait this long whatsoever.
And I pray right now that you will break any stronghold of the enemy. I pray right now that you will set him free from the shackles of sin, Lord. And I pray that sin will have no dominion over him. And that right for you right now, I just bow your head and receive it like a... You tripping, Charlie. Watch out. Nah, you tripping. I'm about to pray for him. Come on, man. You tripping, man. Father in heaven, I pray for Julio right now. He just, willingly said that he wants to receive you, Lord. I pray right now that he will, feel touched by your Holy Spirit, Lord.
This clip is absolutely ridiculous. This woman is so incredibly disrespectful. I don't know why men put up with this nonsense.
I pray that Jesus Christ will come into his heart right now, Lord. I pray that you will do a mighty work in his heart, that you will do a permanent change in his heart right now. Philippians 1 says that he that began a mighty work in you will surely bring it to completion at the day of Jesus. So, Father, I pray right now that you will begin a mighty work in his heart, that he will receive the Holy Spirit, that the wind of heaven will breathe and touch him, Lord, that you will stir up the heavens, and that all the angels will rejoice for him, Lord. And I pray right now that you will break any stronghold of the enemy. I pray right now that you will set him free from the shackles of sin, Lord.
Regardless of whatever people believe, it's incredibly rude to try and take, dismantle, or destroy someone else's property. She's being incredibly rude, but she will feel justified in her behavior because in her eyes, she's being forced to wait a few minutes for something.
And I pray that sin will have no dominion over him, and that right now, he will be a free creature in Christ, and he will walk in the freedom of Jesus.
It seems kind of demonic that they're trying to stop this. Maybe he should pray for them as well.
Basically, if a man wants to be a big man, he needs a big wallet.
Okay, and what else?
If a man wants to be dominant, he needs money.
Okay, go on.
If a man wants to be head of the household, he better be paying for that entire household. Because it's not his leadership skills that are doing it.
What's funny about all of this is how she says that the man must lead with the wallet, that he must pay for the house, he must pay for her lifestyle. But of course, he's not allowed to control the finances. She gets to lead the finances. It's absolutely crazy.
I'm noticing a theme here.
If a man wants you to take care of him, he better have the money to make sure that you have the energy to do so.
So it's just about money, is it? Okay.
If a man wants to be pampered, he better make sure that you don't need to spend your time working so that you can pamper yourself first during the day.
It's really nice to see that money is still the all-motivating factor in relationships, at least for some.
We hear this crap all of the time. Modern women say that men must spend every single dime he earns on an ungrateful woman who will leave him the second that she's not able to live the life she thinks that she deserves.
Do you see where I'm going with this?
Oh, I think we can all very clearly see where this is going. But just to reiterate, what's it all about?
The answer will always be that he pays.
I notice with a lot of these takes that some of these individuals seem to have something in common. They don't want to be treated as equals. No, they want to be treated as better than their partner. And they feel, it seems, that the man should just be grateful for having a woman in his life. Well, I think a lot of men out there would be grateful for having an equal partner and not a sponge.
When a modern woman makes it obvious that money is her motivating factor for wanting a relationship, then she's already making it clear what kind of a woman she is, and that particular profession is one of the oldest.
Should black women marry for love, or should black women marry for resources?
A combination of both.
No, what's primary?
Guess it depends on the person.
No, what's primary? Don't play with me. Put them in order, please. In general. Don't play the it depends gray game. I don't do that.
Well, it does depend on person. For me, it would be resources, then love.
I said in general. Okay.
I love seeing these old clips of Kevin Samuels. He just wouldn't take any of the crap that modern women would say to him.
I said black women. I didn't say you.
So then in general, I don't know. I guess the average woman would marry for love.
Okay, so in general, black women should marry for resources. How old are you?
27.
Right. So are you prepared to marry a 45-year-old?
No.
Well, then you don't want to marry for resources.
Seems like she has a lot of thinking to do, and maybe some rearrangement of her priorities as well.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you got a man who pays all the bills, your job is very easy. Cook, clean, suck, shut the
I mean, I probably wouldn't refer to it in such colorful terms, but she's not entirely wrong. If a man is making enough money for his woman to stay at home, then it's not too much to ask that he comes home to a warm meal and a peaceful environment. But for some reason, the mere mention of this is enough to make a modern wife foam at the mouth and just get absolutely furious.
Y'all can call me a pick-me all you want to. Some of y'all be signing up to be baby mama number 5 for a dude who ain't never paid a bill in his life. I don't think you have room to talk about me, ma'am. I'm sorry. Your judgment can't be trusted.
It's not a hard job at all. Some of y'all are missing out on a lot.
Well, I popped my balloon. First of all, let me say, she fine for real. Like, I love her eyes. I love the style, the swag, everything. Except I listen to my intuition.
Okay. How many of you think that she's going to take offense to the fact that he listened to his gut? Even though if the tables were turned the other way, she would think her woman's intuition would be spot on and never wrong.
I feel like you have a kid. Am I wrong?
I have a daughter.
I knew it. I knew it. And I just couldn't get past that. But I wanted to, so. Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, you know.
For sure.
It's a good intuition he got, because how do you sense that?
I popped my balloon. I love the fact that you my age. I love women my age. But at the same time, singer, songwriter, I've been in the music game for a minute.
She's absolutely broke. He knows it, she knows it, we all absolutely know it, but because she has 24 subscribers on YouTube, she considers herself a singer-songwriter who's just waiting for her big break. It is a massive red flag.
I'll just leave that at that. But also, you look like you've been playing dudes for a long time.
That's your problem.
Yeah.
You can't assume.
Nah. Am I wrong, though?
No. I mean, yes, you're definitely wrong. My fault. Yeah,
you
no,
look
you're
like
definitely
you've been
wrong.
trouble for, you've been breaking hearts and everything like that. So
I'm a genuine person. I got an amazing heart. I treat guys like how I want to be treated.
For some reason, I don't believe it.
She had a Freudian slip in the worst way possible, and now she's trying to backtrack, even though she failed miserably at the attempt, and everybody knows it.
But
I'm sorry that you feel that way. That means you're insecure within yourself.
I'm not insecure, but it's all good. Just my intuition. Because you 38 and you fine, and somebody should have, you know, swept you up already. So
I don't even think it's intuition at this point. This man has to be a mind reader.
Oh, okay. So if a wife wakes up before her husband to make his breakfast and pack his lunch, she needs to stop babying him because he needs some responsibility. But if a husband were to do the same exact thing for his wife and wake up before her to pack her lunch and make her breakfast, you have it so good. You have the best husband ever.
The double standards these people have are incredibly absurd, and they only say these things to actually hide their hypocritical double standards. In the eyes of the modern woman, a man must do anything and everything, and any time a woman does something for her man, it's worse than slavery, apparently.
Yeah, the double standard. And I think a certain gender may be a little entitled.
A certain gender is definitely a bit entitled, and spoiler alert, it's not men.
You literally just told me I couldn't do it without your income.
Yeah, a mom and a dad, not just a mom. There's no divorce. We took vows. We took vows.
sometimes it doesn't work out. And we've been in marriage counseling for 2 years. 2 years. Communication just isn't there. You're not communicating bills.
This poor guy is trying his hardest to try and keep his marriage together, and the second he stands up for himself, she turns around and just starts ripping into him and blaming him for the failure of the marriage. There was a time when you swore a wedding vow and it meant something. Now those words are completely worthless, it seems.
You got the car repossessed.
That was like 2 months ago.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
It's all good now. Like
no, it's not all good now. I'm not happy. I've told you over and over, I'm not happy. I want out of this marriage. I'm not happy, and I feel obligated to stay with you because you're quote unquote the good guy. Yeah, you don't beat on me, but financial abuse is financial abuse, right?
I'm not financially abusing you at all. I just pay the bills.
Okay, well I pay the bills too, but nobody should be obligated just because we signed a contract to be together.
It's disturbing how words like financial abuse have just become buzzwords. She's making it sound like he's controlling every aspect of her life, and she's just angry because she's not able to live the lifestyle that she thinks that she deserves.
It's not a freaking contract. It's vows in front of the Lord.
Okay, but listen, the Lord wouldn't condone any of this, right?
The Lord says we shall honor each other through sickness and health, through richer and poor till death do us part.
I want you to know that yes, I do love you, and I'm thankful for everything that you've ever done for me and the kids, okay? But there comes a time in people's lives that we've got to move on. And this is the time. We're growing apart. We're not the same people. We've been to marriage counseling. We've exhausted every avenue, okay?
We always hear this crap from modern women who get divorced. She goes on and on about how she's not happy and how nothing works, but we can already tell from what she's saying that she doesn't want things to work. She just wants to go out so that she can get child support and find greener pastures as a single mother, because that works out for so many divorced single mothers.
What are we teaching our kids? To just stay in a relationship that's not working? They see it.
They don't see anything. They see a mom and dad hustling their butts off to make stuff happen all the time.
But you literally just told me I couldn't do it without your income.
Yeah, a mom and a dad, not just a mom.
Oh my God.
I hope he finds a real woman who knows what it means to be a wife, because she is not the right one.
It's crazy how this woman tried to use their children as pawns in this little game that she's running. That's how you know she married this guy out of convenience. She doesn't actually care about him. She just used him as a meal ticket, and now she's dead set on making his life hell because she wants out and he wants to make things work.
I just wanted to take you on a date, but like, it's because I ain't take you on a date in a minute.
And now you're asking me to pay for half of the date. I don't understand.
Am I wrong? I just told you I ain't got it.
You're hella wrong. It was $24.
Right, you can
You're trying to save $12.
You can't send me half? It's just Chipotle, like you can't just send me half?
It's just Chipotle. It's not going to make you any broker or any richer by buying Chipotle.
I was really going to use the 12 and put some gas in my car and stuff like that, because I still got to take you back home, and I ain't really got it like that.
If you ever want to know if a woman is just using you, you need not look any further than this right here. She's freaking out over him only wanting to cover half of the bill. If she actually wanted to be with him, she wouldn't care about spending $12 on a burrito, but naturally she's just mad because she's not getting a free meal at the end of the day.
Okay, but you knew all these things, so if that was the case, live up under your means and stay home.
So, is you going to send me the 12 or not? I don't want to...
Absolutely not.
So you're just going to eat the food I bought and...
Let's make this make sense. Yeah, because you asked me on a date. Let's make this make sense.
I never asked you on a date.
You would have still needed to eat. You would have still needed to drive your car wherever you were going, so you would have had to use your own money. Or were you going to just use me to, like, I'm confused.
It's funny how she's willing to fight over $12, but at the same time, she acts like $12 is no big deal, just so long as she's the one not having to pay it. If that guy had any sense, he'd take that food and leave her to her own devices.
I was going to take you out, you feel me? Just to like, it's the thought that counts.
So
like,
I basically took myself out.
No, I took...
Every case she's using against him can be used against her. Just saying.
What did it take for...
I'm gonna let you take me out on a date, but I'm gonna see where you take me.
What spots is off limits since you got all these high demands?
I'm not going to the Cheesecake Factory.
Why? Ain't nothing wrong with Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, if it's connected to the mall.
What type of restaurants you want to go to?
Of course I want to go to like Steak 48.
What do you bring to the table?
I bring lip gloss, my cell phone, and perfume.
She literally said that she's bringing the contents of her purse to an overpriced dinner, everything except money to help pay for the bill.
So basically, you bring nothing.
I bring another man to the table that's gonna pay for everything.
Since you got in this car, basically, that's all you keep talking about. It's money, money, money.
Okay, I like money.
Say you literally like start falling in love with this dude, but you find out like, you know, he might can't go to Chanel, he might can't buy you Louis Vuitton, but he could, you know, treat you good as a man to a woman, you know what I'm saying?
But he can't provide.
I'm not saying he can't provide, but maybe he can't buy you luxury stuff and take you shopping.
I'm sorry, Bookie, but you gotta go.
Nope, she's gotta go, because women like her who only focus on money can never truly give you real love.
She's so quick to say that he's not a provider because he's not willing to spend a crazy amount of cash on an expensive dinner. That pathetic attempt at emasculating a dude isn't going to work, but that won't stop her from acting like a childish brat.
I don't date somebody that's over 30. An attractive woman that's over 30 and that's single, to me, is a problem. Why are you single?
Yes.
You've had probably too many experiences with men, so you're carrying a lot of emotional baggage that I don't deserve to have to deal with. The older one gets, if they're not locked into a growth mindset early, able to take constructive criticism and pivot and want to be right, they're not going to change the older they get. They get more stuck in their ways, more brazen. They really think that they be telling people, but I'm like, but you're lonely. All right, strong woman.
It's crazy how the older a modern woman gets, the more they seem to double down on their delusion. It's absolutely crazy.
This is a PSA for all my 20-something girly pops out there dating men 10 years older than them. Yeah, he's dating you not because you're emotionally mature for your age. He's dating you because he's emotionally immature for his age, and no women his age want to date him. Hope that helps.
Says the woman who got rejected by multiple men who are way more mature than her. Better luck next time.
Nothing says emotional maturity quite like a woman who uses the term girly pops. She's in no position to be judging the maturity of men when she can't even go 5 seconds without using a phrase that makes her sound like a child.
I saw someone saying that the reason women struggle more with body image is because men have like multiple steps before they are considered fat, and women are either fat or skinny, and there's no in between.
I personally disagree. I think society's standards for men's bodies is equally, if not worse, than women's. Now, hear me out. When we look at men in pop culture, who do we see on the screen? We see extremely jacked, muscular men with low body fat. Here's one example, Wolverine, Hugh Jackman. Another example, Thor, Chris Hemsworth, absolutely massive traps climbing out of his body, biceps bulging. And we have Baywatch's Zac Efron, more of the same.
It's not just movies. Modern women spend their lives on social media where they are constantly seeing men in peak physical shape, so they assume that every man must look like that. So if the men don't meet that particular standard, she just assumes that he's lazy and worthless.
These are the men that teenagers look up to, and I think it's a huge problem because what do all of these people have in common? They are all not natural. They're all taking some sort of steroids, some sort of performance-enhancing drug. Zac Efron himself has admitted to taking like prescription diuretics. Now, when you compare this to the women in Hollywood, yes, they're all beautiful, extremely skinny, probably starved themselves to get there, but I do believe that most of them are natural. I do not believe that many of these women on screen are taking performance-enhancing drugs that negatively affect their health.
Hollywood is just a toxic cesspool. It keeps promoting unrealistic body standards for men and women, but I think this guy is absolutely right. Men are expected to have an unrealistic body standard at all times, while these women think that they're absolutely perfect the way that they are.
In other words, their bodies are achievable naturally, while the standards for men's bodies are not.
See, now women can stop playing the victim when it comes to body image.
So who gets to keep an engagement ring if the wedding is called off? Well, that is what the highest court in Massachusetts was asked to decide, with a $70,000 ring at the center of that dispute. The court ultimately ruled last week that an engagement ring must be returned to the person who purchased it. It ended a 6-decade state rule that required judges to try to identify who was to blame for the end of the relationship.
This is the type of news that makes you feel less worried about getting married.
It took 6 decades for a court to realize that whoever paid for the item is the owner. But this raises an even bigger question. How does the court determine who's to blame? A modern wife can have an affair, treat her husband like pure garbage, and still walk away with full custody, alimony, and child support. This should not have taken that long to overturn.
Broke and contribute to my birthday dinner. Ooh. I invited 10 people. We were all just having a good time, you know, just ordering drinks and food. And then the bill came. The bill was $4,600.
$4,600? Oh, hell no. What the hell was y'all ordering? And what's the name of that goddamn restaurant? Cause I need to make sure that I bypass that.
Ooh, what?
But he literally pitched in $18.
Oh. It sounds like this guy pitched in the amount for the food that he ate. If a woman is going to try and pull this crap, then the only reasonable thing to do is to pay for what you ordered as a man and just leave. There's no point in arguing or anything like that. She already showed her true colors.
Well, hell, Victor, I need to hear this. Tell me your part.
Okay, Victor, I hope your ass wasn't eating up some and didn't pay.
Okay, well, let me tell you the truth. So basically, she went to a restaurant that she can't afford, and other people were there with ordering steaks, lobster tails, all that. And I looked at the menu. I knew I wasn't finna buy all that. So I bought calamari and a Sprite for $18. And that's what I gave her, and she looked at me crazy, and I looked at her crazy right back. Because I'm the only one with sense, baby.
Okay, Victor, you do got a point.
Modern women using men for food is so ridiculous. She honestly thought that she was going to get away with having him spend almost $5,000 for people that he never met. And yet he's the ungentlemanly one, apparently.
Order within your goddamn budget. Case closed. Girl, your have been read your rights.
I made a video talking about how me personally, would not move in with a man if I was going to have to split the rent bill down the middle. And it went so viral. And I just want to address angry men that are like, septum ring theory, you're a lesbian, you probably drive a Subaru Outback, and you have daddy problems.
It's funny how these women will always refer to the people who disagree with her as angry or freaking out in the comments section. They are so sensitive to anybody who disagrees with her or calls her out for her hypocrisy.
It's like really not that serious. And let me tell you guys something. Shock, horror, surprise. When my mother married my dad, he said, I know I love you because I want to take care of you. And they've been married and they are so happy and they are, yes, each other's best friends. And obviously they have a joint bank account, but my dad has always provided for that woman. My dad has built that woman a house with his bare hands. So if you think that you're gonna get me to settle for anything less than what I've watched my dad do for my mom, don't hold your breath.
She's leaving out the part where her mother actually did work to make the marriage thrive. She's leaving out how she took care of him and stuck by his side. She thinks that love means being a doormat and giving her money and house for the privilege. She's going to be single for a very, very long time. But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Peace.